Hey, what's going on, guys? D'Amico's here, checking in with my Black Cloud engineers. And I want to relay a message to you all that hopefully resonates with most of you all who are either in your journey of transitioning into cloud careers or looking to elevate uh, your positions within cloud careers. I want to highlight a subject that's something that's highly important. It's a soft skill that leads to a hard skill that leads to more lucrative options or a lucrative advantage for your future within cloud engineering. You're not how you prep, how you self actualize, and how you self study and self learn at making $0 a year will directly be reflective of how you self learn and self study when you're making 100 plus a year in cloud engineering. What I mean by that is if you're the type that requires someone to tell you when to study, tell you exactly what to learn it and when to learn it, you're going to have a very hard time building a career in cloud because it literally becomes a field of those who do and those who don't. Those who don't last long at all in this industry, even if they make it in, even if they are able to make it in the industry, due to this soft skill, not mastering and honing the soft skill. What I mean by this is, if you know that the route that you're taking in cloud requires, let's say, if you want to be a DevOps engineer, and it requires you to know some JS, requires you to know some Python, some JSON, different cloud platforms, cloud formation, etc. If you're not taking the time on your own, outside of your certification journey, outside of your even the cloud job that you have, to learn and hone these skills, especially Linux. Linux is a big one. You want to say one of the biggest, if not the biggest. If you're not taking time to take on personal projects or personal training seminars or personal courses, if you're not taking the time, maybe an hour out your day, maybe 2 hours out the week, 3 hours out the week to study these things, then you're not going to get far. Because what most companies, most employers, most of those in higher positions, they look for candidates who are self-actualizers. They look for candidates who want it, who go after it. Because these are people in positions in these companies, they don't have time to babysit and handhold you as a professional all day, every day. They're not paying you all this money just to be a button pusher. You know, they're paying you this money and giving you this great responsibility because they trust that you're going to handle it as a professional does. And they give you this leniency of free time, space. Many companies, especially nowadays, not even want you to come in, requiring you to come in the office, etc. You have to use that time to increase your skill set, especially if it's relative to the position, the job that you're after, or relative to the career path that you're on. When you take this time to, go study and take these course programs, it gets easier the more you expose yourself to it. When you're not exposing yourself to these applications, to these skills, to this information, to the programs, when you come face to face with it in an interview, or you come face to face with it on a job, you're going to freeze up because it's going to look like foreign language to you because you haven't exposed yourself to it. See, that's the thing. And it's not learning these skills isn't around mastering the skill, because no one in the industry, if there are any, there might be one or two, but there's no one person. There was a guy who's called known as a Docker guru. He even admitted in a seminar he's not a know everything about Docker. He just knows Docker really well. You're not going to know any one application or discipline extremely well or the most, because they're forever growing, forever changing. And you're going to be doing so much work with merging different principles and applications together. It's just not going to make sense for one person to just focus on just being the master at one thing. You just need to be proficient enough to be able to complete tasks, right? And be able to get the larger picture of how that plays into the scale or plays into the infrastructure um, of a company's uh, uh, computer system structure, cloud structure, on-premise structure. So that's something that I want you to really focus on and don't take for granted. You know, be a self-actualizer, and it's going to teach you. It's going to give you those soft skills of being disciplined. And when you explain your journey to interviewers, to hiring managers, hell, to even to coworkers themselves, they're going to have a certain admiration of you that they're going to respect because they're going to see, or it gives them a chance to see a reflection of themselves in you, which again puts you at an advantage. So you have to become an actualized person. Just like it took you did on your own free will to go learn social media, learn Instagram, learn how to use Facebook, learn how to use LinkedIn. No one sat and told you to figure these things out, how to upload your picture, do your profile, tag people, find friends. You did that all on your own. Filters, you learned how to do that all on your own merit. You have to have that same application when it comes to learning application. That same mindset when it comes to learning these different programs. They're not complex. Really, all they take is just constant exposure to them. The more you expose yourself to them, the easier it gets to understanding and figuring out how it works. And then that's when the fun part starts because then you can start to manipulate it to do things that you wanted and needed to do. So that's the advice that I got for you, Black Cloud Engineers. Subscribe to the channel, join my Facebook group, Black Cloud Engineers, and chime in. If you're an engineer already in this space, share your thoughts. Let's hear what you have to say about it. What was your journey like going from a person who knew nothing about, cloud computing to now having to experience certain programs and learning and becoming really good at them? What was that journey like for you? How much time did it take for you to get it? So that's all I got, y'all. Subscribe, like, share.